Hello friends, in this video we are going to study plate tectonic theory, right? And in the beginning of the lecture I would like to tell you, I am splitting this topic into two parts, plate tectonics theory part 1 and plate tectonics theory part 2. That's why you can understand the topic comfortably, right? You can understand the topic comfortably. Before starting the lecture, I would like to tell you, there have been asked some questions by UPSC in mains examinations. So first of all, you must see those questions asked by UPSC, right? This is the first question asked by UPSC in 2014 mains examinations. Try to read and understand the topic. Why are the world's fold mountain systems located along the margins of continents? Bring out the association between the global distribution of fold mountains and earthquakes and volcanoes. The demand of the question is here related to why the world's folded mountain systems are located along the margins of continents. Means if we talk about the Rockies, we talk about the Andes, Alps, Atlas, these mountain systems are located along the margins of the continents, right? Along the margins of continents. And the second part of the question is, bring out the association, right? Bring out the association between global distribution of fold mountains and earthquake as well as volcanic eruption. Is there correlation, relation among fold mountain systems, earthquake and volcanic eruption? Can we justify the relations among these three components like fold mountain systems and earthquake, volcanoes? Yes, according to me, there is the deep relationship among the fold mountain systems, earthquakes and volcanoes. Himalayan mountains are actually an example of the folded mountains and experiences frequent and intense earthquakes. And if we talk about the Rockies and Andes, these are also kind of folded mountains, and in those areas there is the concentration of earthquakes as well as volcanic eruptions. So I can say by using these examples, I can say there is the deep correlation between or among the earthquakes, volcanic eruptions and the new folded mountain systems, right? So this is actually the question asked by UPSC in 2014 mains examinations. I will discuss this particular question in the part 2 of the plate tectonic theory. The second question, is related to explain the formation of thousands of islands in the Indonesian and Philippines archipelagos. Question is related to plate tectonics necessarily. On the world map, we can see easily Indonesian as well as Philippines archipelagos are located along the circum-Pacific belt, along the converging plate margins of the Pacific plate, Eurasian and Indo-Australian plates. So because of the convergence there have taken place creation of these archipelagos, that is Indonesian as well as Philippines. Indonesian as well as Philippines. In such circumstances, we can say the topic plate tectonic theory is very important, because within a year 2014 there have been asked two questions. There have been asked two questions related to plate tectonics. So I would like to split this particular chapter, this particular topic into two parts: plate tectonic theory part 1 and plate tectonic theory part 2. And I suggest to each and every student to continue each and every portions, parts of the plate tectonic theory. Plate tectonic theory. Initially, I would like to say some introduction about the plate tectonic theory. What is the introduction? This theory is a kind of advancement over CDT. Plate tectonic theory is an advancement. Plate tectonic theory, PTT, is an advancement over continental drift theory. Why? Why this is advancement over continental drift theory? Because in case of continental drift theory, Mr. Alfred Wegener considered the driving force of continent as gravitational pull of sun and moon, what was criticized by the world scientist community. And this theory is going to provide appropriate force for the driving of the continents as well as the oceanic plates or the ocean bottom. One more shortcoming given by Alfred Wegener, that only the continents move. This theory also improves on that basis, that not only the continents, ocean bottom also move. So to remove the problem of the only continental movement, this theory actually combines continent as well as ocean bottom as plate. Continent as and ocean bottom as plate, right? So this particular theory can be considered as an advancement over CDT. An advancement over CDT. This theory was actually propounded by many of the scholars like Harry Hess, Paschen, Mackenzie, Wilson, etc., to remove the shortcomings of CDT, and to explain the formation of various landforms. Explain the various landforms like folded mountain systems, plateaus, plains, valleys, deeps and trenches, mid-oceanic ridges, voids, etc. Means formation of every kind of the landforms on the continent as well as within ocean. The objective of this theory is also to elaborate the occurrence of various kinds of phenomena like earthquake, volcanic eruptions, tsunami and landslides, etc. So the motive of this theory is quite related to the geological and geographical phenomena as well as structures created on the surface of earth, either on continent or on ocean bottom. Right, so we can easily here say this is very important theory and we must know properly about this particular one. According to the scholars, there are basically two types of plates. Similar to the crust, similar to the earth crust, there are basically two types of plate. One considered as the major plate, one is the major plate, and the second as minor plate. One has the major plate and second has the minor plate. Right? There are 7 major plates, 7 major plates, while more than 20 minor plates, right? More than 20 minor plates, and these plates are continuously moving under influence of convection of magma created through disintegration of radioactive minerals. Through disintegration of radioactive minerals, there is taking place continuously convection of magma, convection cycle of the magma, and which is responsible for movement of the plates, means the continental crust as well as oceanic crust into multi directions. If we talk about the major plates, if we talk about the major plates, there are the plates like Pacific plate number 1, number 2 as North American plate, number 3 South American plate, number 4 African plate, number 5 Indo-Australian plate, number 6 Eurasian plate, and number 7 Antarctic plate. These are the major plates recognized on the basis of their margins. And how the margins are recognized? Margins experiences occurrence of the earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, landslides, etc. Means every kind of geological phenomena are associated to the plate margins, right? Plate margins. So these are the actually major plates. And if we talk about the minor plates, minor plates are like Juan de Fuca. Minor plates are like Juan de Fuca. The second as Cocos. Third, Nazca. Fourth as Arabian plate. Fifth, Philippines plate. Next as Japan plate. Japan. Then Okhotsk plate. Sakhalin plate. Indian plate. Right? Chinese plate, etc. These are the minor plates you will see here on the map, right? You will see here on the map, right? First of all, I would like to tell you here major plates. First as the Eurasian plate, second North American plate, third as South American plate, fourth African plate, right? Fifth as Indo-Australian plate, sixth Pacific plate, and seventh as Antarctic plate. These are the major plates you have seen on the map, right? These are the 7 major plates. Now, need to know about the minor plates. This one is the Juan de Fuca, Cocos, Nazca. Here is one more plate as Scotia, Scotia, Scotia. Then Caribbean plate, right? Caribbean plate, Arabian plate, Indian plate. Here Philippines plate, Sakhalin, Okhotsk plate, Sakhalin, Okhotsk plate, right? Then Chinese plate. These are the minor plates. Madagascar plate. This is the Madagascar plate. These are the minor plates in the world, and these all major as well as minor plates are moving under influence of convectional current. Under influence of what? Convectional current. And under influence of convectional current, these plates are moving in multi directions. First of all, I would like to say here about the major plates direction. Try to see the direction of the plates, right? Direction of the plates. This is the direction of southeast direction of the Eurasian plate, and this one is the direction of North American, southwest, northwest as what? South American plate. This is the direction of southeast direction as of Pacific plate. In the west and in the east, the direction is northwest. African plate is moving towards north as well as Indo-Australian too. So you can here understand easily there are 3 types of the nature of the plates. One, moving towards each other. First, moving towards each other. Second, moving away to each other. Moving away to each other, and third as parallel movement. Third as the parallel movement. You can see here such pattern. If we talk about the North American and South American plates, these two are moving towards Pacific plate and Pacific plate toward these plates. In such circumstances, these two plates are here colliding. Means North American plate is colliding with the Pacific plate, South American plate in the similar manner. That's why there is taking place formation of the folded mountain systems. Folded mountain systems in the North America as rocky, and in South America as Andes, right? So this is the what example of, this is the example of converging plate movement. If the plates are moving towards each other and they are taking place formation of new folded mountains, then the zone is considered as the converging plate margin. Secondly, if we talk about the African as well as Indo-Australian plates, these two plates are moving in the same direction. in the same direction. So, if direction is same, at that time we consider as the parallel plate movement. So, these two plates are moving parallelly. These two plates are moving what? Parallelly. So, the African and the Indo-Australian plates are the example of the parallel plate movement. The third type, right? And we have to study within the topic as the plate movements within the theory. The second would be the diverging, moving away to each other. If the plates are moving away to each other, then it is called as diverging plate. Called as what? Diverging plate movement. Diverging plate movement. Here we talk about the Eurasian and North American plates. Eurasian and North American plates, these two plates are moving away to each other. That's why there is taking place creation of the what? Mid-oceanic ridges. Means if the plates are moving away to each other in this way, plates are moving away to each other, in such circumstances there is taking place evolution or the upwelling of the magma, due to which here is taking place formation of mid-oceanic ridge, and this is the longest mid-oceanic ridge of the world as Atlantic ridge, mid-Atlantic ridge. Probably you will not have any kind of the doubts related to this up to this point. So you have seen up to now, propounder of the theory, introduction about the theory. The secondly, types of the plates and the direction of the plates, and in how many directions the plates can move, right? In how many directions the plates can move, right? So now types of plate I have already told. I have already explained about the types of plates, major plates, minor plates, minor plates. Now on the basis of density, we must understand another type of the plates, right? On the basis of density. On the basis of size first. On the basis of size, there are two types of plate. One is major and the second is minor. One is the major and second is minor. On the basis of density, on the basis of density, there are oceanic plate and second as continental plate. You all must be well aware about these two plates. Oceanic plates are thinner. Oceanic plates are thinner. OP. Oceanic plates are thinner and denser. These plates are thinner and denser as these plates are made up of heavier minerals like metal. And if we talk about the continental plates are lighter and thicker. As these plates are made up of lighter elements, lighter metals. Okay, that's why there is the thickness of the continental plates having lighter elements. That's why there is the more thickness of the plates, and in case of oceanic plates, metals or the minerals are heavier. That's why the plates are thinner. So the heavier and thinner plates related to the oceanic plate, and thicker as well as lighter minerals related to the what? Rare or less denser plate as the continental plate. So the continental plates are, suppose this is the what continental plate, in such circumstances oceanic plate would be like of this size, right? In this case it is thicker, continental plate CP and OP oceanic plate. Continental plate is thicker, having low density material, but if we talk about the oceanic plate, it is thinner and having comparatively more density minerals. That's why this is thinner and lighter, and this is thicker and lighter. Continental plate is thicker and lighter, and if we talk about the oceanic plate, this is thinner and heavier as well as denser. Right? Now there is need to study about types of plate movement. So basically there are in plate tectonics, in plate tectonic theory, if we talk about plate movement, there are three types of plate movement. One is the converging plate movement. One is the what? Converging plate movement. If convectional currents are moving towards each other, at that time there takes place plate convergence. Right? This is an example of converging plate movement. Right? Example of converging plate movement. So types of plate movement you can see here. This is called convergent plate boundary, right? Convergent plate boundary. In this case, there is taking place convection of magma. Magma moves towards each other in this way. Flowing of magma taking place towards each other. But in case of diverging plate boundaries, magma moves or flow in opposite directions. Right? And thirdly, we talk about the transform plate boundary or the parallel plate movement at this time. There is taking place parallel flowing of the what? Magma. Right? So we can visualize here three types of the plate movement. One is the converging plate movement, second as parallel plate movement, and third as diverging plate movement, DPM, CPM and PPM. Now here we will see about the plate movement and their direction. So I will start this particular component, means the plate movements, as converging plate movement, diverging plate movement and parallel plate movement related to the formation of various landforms as well as occurrence of geological phenomena in next video, plate tectonics part 2. So all the best to all of you. Have a nice time. Goodbye.